Alright, starting off with mailbag 7, we've got this one. You know, this almost looks like real packaging for a real drive. I'll keep that, actually. That might be nice if it's not disintegrating. What is this? Area E5 production. I don't know. This must have come out of like a warehouse or something. STS Quantel. I don't know. It's a Seagate ST2502N. It's a SCSI drive. I accidentally bought this. I made a really low offer and he took it, so wound up with this thing. Let's see if it works. It looks intact at least. Everything's here. Faceplate is still on it. That sounded like it works. It's not blinking an error code. It's still spinning. Interesting enough seek test. This was probably worth the... I think I paid $5 for this thing, including shipping. Like this, I got this for basically free. On to the next one. Alright, there's this one. Packing peanuts, my enemy. Alright, underneath it we have presumably a hard drive. Come on, out you come. Said out. Alright, we got this thing. It's another Fujitsu. I think this one is SCSI as well. SCSI single-ended. This one has a faceplate, which is the only reason that I bought it. I don't think I paid very much. I think I paid like $10 or $15 for this thing. Let's find out if it works. It may need a start command, I don't know. I think it needs a start command. Well, we'll have to plug that in and see if it works later. And finally we have this sketchy box, which I know what this is, and I know we can't test it. It's out of some HP piece of equipment, but it got priced low enough where I figured I'd pick it up. It is not a symbol scanner. So here it is. It's a little bit weird. HP 97500-85620. So kind of a weird form factor. I don't know what interface that is. I don't know what kind of power connector that is. Kind of a weird slot there. The biggest surprise, though, not just this, which looks kind of strange, but it's a stepper. And like a full-size, like gigantic stepper, too. So I don't really have a way to test this. Not safely. So if anyone can tell me more about it, that would be great. But in the meantime, this is just going to be kind of a showpiece, I guess. Alright, we got this one, which I believe is a Microscience drive inside. Let's find out. Inside that box was another box. There she is. I believe this is a Microscience HH120. This is the largest of this series, I believe, at least in the ST412 world, this being 120 megabytes RLL formatted. No horrible noises. Everything seems like it's in one place. I always liked that Microscience put their geometry on top of the drives. Look at that, August of 1990. This was on the shelf at the same time as the Miniscribe, what is that, 7040 AT? You could get a 3.5-inch 120 megabyte hard drive that was slimline in the same year that this was produced. That's kind of ridiculous to tell you how outdated of a design this was by 1990. Alright, one of three things is about to happen. One, it's going to work. Highly unlikely. Two, it's going to spin up and then back down because the solenoid lock is broken. Three, it's going to go bang, either because it slings a head off the disc or because of the tantalum capacitors that these things are kind of known for. Let's find out. Well, it just works. How about that? Not what I expected, that's for dang sure. Well, that was a really good purchase for... I think I paid like $15 for this thing. Even my 1060, which said tested working, didn't work when I got it. That's incredible. This one I think will be a really interesting drive, at least I hope. It's in this really goofy looking packaging though, and I can't show it because it's got my address on both sides, so let's pop this open and see. In there was kind of a more normal box. I guess this is a replacement part of some kind. Or was. Because it looks like circuit breaker. This came all the way from Israel, so let's hope that it's packed reasonably well inside here. That's a good sign. Usually they don't use actual foam, it's usually bubble wrap. Quite a lot of foam too, huh? And just to be sure, well, no horrible sounds. Well, anyways, there it is. This is the ZSI Zentek Storage Incorporated. ZSI ZM 3272 3.5-inch drive, 260 megs. Very rare, blah blah blah, as is. This came off eBay. I'm kind of thinking that this is a Maxter that's been rebadged, or a Miniscribe that's been rebadged. But I'm not sure, so we're going to actually pull this out and set it right next to two 7000 series. There it is in the flesh. It does sound kind of rough. Hopefully it's okay. I don't think this is actually the same as a Maxter. I was going to put it next to it. Maybe I still will. Yeah, it's a rough noise. Let's plug it in and see if it does anything. It seems like it's working. Let's try one more time. That sounded fairly normal. Well, let's go put it next to a Maxter and a Miniscribe, and we'll see if they look kind of similar. Now, maybe the similarities are intentional, maybe they're not, but you can kind of see where I might get the idea that this is a 7000 series, huh? That said, I really do not think it is, because look, it's got the brass on the bottom, which is nice and loose. Kind of interesting. Alright, here's the next one. Alrighty. Got that one open. Looks like it's packed pretty decent. It better be. This drive was expensive. I think that's it, pretty much. Yep. So, no faceplate on this one, sadly, but I do know what this is. This is an Okydata OD540, which is the same as a Tulin TL240, which is the 3-platter version of the TL226, which you have yet to see on my channel. Get this out of here. There it is. And it's, like I said, it is identical to a TL226. This just happens to be the 3-platter version of a TL226 with an Okydata badge on the back. It's not locked up. It's a little bit stiff though, even with the brake off. Well, it looks like it's got some kind of bodge on there. Let's see if it works. It looks like it used to have a faceplate, but it actually looks like it maybe got broken off at some point. So that's interesting. Well, that kind of sucks. At least it was packaged nicely, and the spindle's not too horribly loud. No error code or anything, of course, because there's no LED on the front, because, of course, it's been cut off. Maybe I'll hitch a LED up to that and see what it's blinking. Alright, next we have a drive from Discount Computer Peripherals, and sadly, they do not have older hard drives anymore. This is about the oldest thing that you can get from them, which is a real shame. Otherwise, I'd recommend them highly. Let me open this up and we'll take a look at it. Looks like it has an eBay bag inside there. Another little bag. Looks like they have some tips. Fair enough. There we go. See if I can get this to focus. This is a Seagate ST9096A. Let's see if it works. Well, let's see if it'll do anything. I don't know. That sounds like it did alright. Alright, here's the next one. Oh, packing peanuts. How I hate thee. Here it is. This is a Western Digital Piranha 4200. He even wrote on there, thanks. Why is this not staying focused today? Come on. He even wrote on there, thanks. So let's pop this open and see if this one works. Well, here it is. Interestingly, it has parameters on the lid on a sticky note that are different from what's on the drive's side. So I wonder why that is. Look, they even wrote it on that too. Well, let's see if it does anything when we plug it in. It sounded like it worked. Yeah, it sounded like it went to the park from the ready position, so I think that drive's working. I guess we'll test it further later, probably in the Discord. On to the next one. Alright, here's the next one. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, full height. I believe this is just a Fujitsu of the same kind I got the other day, but in better shape. Well, you certainly approve of all this, don't you? Nope, it may look a little bit like that Fujitsu that I got, but this is a totally different drive. This is very much voice coil. And way higher integration level, that's for sure. Let's plug it in and see if it does anything. Yeah, here we go. Bearings sound good. There is a light down there. Huh. Well, that light went off. It didn't spin back down or do anything. Will it clunk if I turn it off? Kind of sounds like it. Those bearings are shot, though. Maybe I can oil them a little bit. I don't know. We'll find out later. There's actually multiple LEDs down here, and it appears it's set for drive 2. So that's interesting. Alright, here's the next package. Okay. Well, I'm not sure how much I like that packaging, but this is, in fact, a JTS Champ C2000. 2 gigs. Looks like early 97. It's the evolution of the Kittyhawk cartridge system. Let's see if this one works at all. I would call that working. That sounds about right for a Champ. So we'll hook this up later and see if it works correctly. I have to show this box at a weird angle because it has my name and my business address all over it, but I purchased these drives from a gentleman who acquired many of these, and I think there's still some on eBay. We'll pop it open and have a look and see if they showed up in any good kind of condition. Lots of bubble wrap. At least it's not packing peanuts. Oh boy. So if you're another collector of hard drives, you might be pointing at the screen right now. This is 7 HP Kittyhawks. They all have right-angle connectors. It looks like someone has modified them at some point for some application. I don't know what. This guy apparently had 60 of these, mostly bad. So I bought, for very cheap each, 4 bad ones, 2 that had known bad sectors, 10 and 20 each, and then I had 1 that was perfect that I asked for. Mostly this is just to experiment with in attempting to revive them. It looks like I got 2 with bad PCBs and 2 with, 1 with a dead HDA. It looks like maybe this one has something else wrong with it, or the PCB's bad. Who knows? But we'll try and revive some of these in the Discord server, and we'll make sure that at least some of these work. So here's a known bad one hooked up to IDE. I'm hoping that maybe it'll at least click or something. This one seems to at least spin up and initialize, but it reports massively ridiculous parameters. I mean, there's no chance. Look at that. There's no way. This is a 20 megabyte hard drive. So obviously that's wrong. And interestingly, it responds to both addresses, which is also wrong. So why don't we go into here? We're actually going to turn the RLL controller off real quick. We're going to put user parameters in, not LBA. We want normal. We're going to tell it specifically 615, 4, and 17, which should be exactly the correct geometry for this. I think there's also a geometry with 820 cylinders that we can use, and we'll see if it does anything. That's a good sign. Even HDAT doesn't like this drive. It actually totally locked. Oop. Hey! Give me a seek test, maybe. Hey! That seems functional. It passes a seek test, kinda. Yeah, it passed a seek test. How about read-write? It passed a read-write. I'm almost wondering if this drive just works. Alright, this next box is a lot of, I think, 21 drives I got off eBay. I've already talked to the seller. This is not the box they shipped it in. Apparently the post office has done something to this, so let's open it up and see what they did. Alright, that took a lot of effort to get that off, and of course there's still tape I have to get off. Alright, now that that's cut, we can look and see what the post office has done to my poor collection of drives here. Yeah, not great news, I'm gonna guess. That doesn't sound great. Seagate Barracuda, some description. No idea. I don't even see a regular Seagate number on that. At least it is SCSI SE. Maxter single platter of some kind. Ooh, fairly early Connor. I did order this, obviously. I looked at what was in here before I ordered it. No anti-static. That's going to be really good for these. But I don't remember, so I'm having a look at these same time as you are. Caviar. Ooh, that's a hefty boy. ST1917 1W. Probably about a gigabyte, if I had to guess, then 917 megs then? Or is that 9... No, that's 9 gigs, isn't it? I don't know. But it's a SCSI 68. Just late model Seagate Barracuda. There's some like modern sludge in here. WD800JD, I have like 10 of those. Another Barracuda. Look, it's a matched pair. I wonder if they had them in RAID. Oh boy, I can see some bent pins on that one already. Another Barracuda, same exact model. Quantum Fireball 1288T. I have one of those, but I think it's bad, so there's a good one for us. Oh, that's not good. That's not mounted. Ooh, interesting. Kind of an early IBM Desk Star, I think. Another Fireball TM. Not trademark, the model. No idea what capacity. This one looks like it's kind of beat. It's a Seagate of some kind. Yeah, bad. Obviously, this is going to be like... Look, it's a compact drive. Came out of a compact of some kind. Obviously, those Seagates there are probably... What is this? Magnetic peripherals part numbers. Floppy drive, that's going to be scrap metal. Another 40 gig Barracuda. 10,000 RPM. SCSI 68. I don't know what model this is. No idea. Don't know whose drive that is. Let's look at the other side here. Ooh, early Caviar. 1 gig, that's not bad. It's probably worth the $25 right there. Desk Star, kind of junk. SCA drive, compact, some kind. Another Fireball Maxter 7000 series, and another Seagate. Let's see here. 1080 AT. I actually have one of those too, but I think mine is noisy. 7131 AT. This might be interesting. 31230N. This looks like those HP drives. It is SCSI SE at least. Well, in no particular order, let's try these out. I don't think that one's working. I think that one might need some help. Let's see here. Next. This one already says bad all over it, but we're going to try it anyways. Why not? Couldn't hurt. This drive might need a start command, which we won't be able to do in this video. Look in the Discord if you care about any of these SCSI drives that may need start commands. SCA drive, let me get my adapter. Probably needs a command. Dang it. That's definitely not working. Maybe that's got a rubber bumper inside it. Hey, 1280 AT sounds like it's working. Noisy. That does not sound like working. Let's give that one more try. I don't think that one's working. I think this was the only SATA drive of the lot. I kind of figured it's modern enough that it was probably going to work. Another SCSI drive, I'm expecting start command. Maybe it's stuck. Yeah, it makes a clicking noise. Maybe it's bad, maybe it needs a start command. I guess we'll find out later. I think that's working. Yeah, I mean, it was in the ready position when I turned it off, so I think that one was working. I think that one was working too, because it sounded like it was in the ready position when I turned it off, but it's hard to tell with drives this modern. Kind of a later model Desk Star. Nothing. Not all that surprising. The first of three actually I think 4 Barracudas that were in there. I think that one was working. That one too. And that one. That's 3 for 3 on the Barracudas. This was one of the 2 drives that I really picked this up for. This and that Caviar. Let's see if this one works. I think it will probably need a start command, but we'll try. That one's definitely not working. I can hear it trying to seek and failing. So this one probably has rubber bumpers inside. But that was certainly an interesting noise. No, I don't think that one was working. That didn't sound like it did the full seek test. Alright, let's see if the 4th and final Barracuda will work or not. I think it is. I think we're 4 for 4 on the Seagate Barracudas here. I don't think that one's spinning up. Might need a start command, not sure. I don't know if that's what this drive is supposed to do or not. It was in the ready position when I turned it off, though, so maybe it is working. Supposedly this one is 10,000 RPM. No, I don't think that drive is working either. Alright, early Connor. See what you got. I don't think that was working. So we got 9 confirmed good. Well, at least they complete their seek test. 9 that I'm pretty sure are bad. And 3 that I was not able to test because they need a start command. At least not able to test it this time. I need to hook them up and try later.